So Andy, we've got we've got all our ducks in the row here. We've got organized. We have numbers. We've picked a model. How do we actually start bringing on affiliates and actually getting them interested in promoting our stuff?
Sure. Okay, well, just to go back for a split second here, the last thing I mentioned was about the JV attraction funnel, making sure you have a solid JV invite page set up. Make sure you've tested that first. Make sure you tested that. Make sure the welcome email is coming, and just everything looks tight. You got your conversion numbers on the page. You've properly vetted your offer to make sure that it's something that's going to be attractive to the affiliates and so on. And I'll talk in a second about how that's done. But when it comes to getting affiliates on board, I don't know what we're going to call this actual interview, but the way I look at it, it's like kind of a 0 to 100 affiliates in 30 days type philosophy. And that is, for instance, what you want to do is, first of all, I mentioned that I was mentored by John Reese and I was his affiliate manager. Well, one thing I learned from him that was very powerful was he said that before you ever worry about getting 100 affiliates, for instance, you got to get that first affiliate, okay? And then you work your butt off to kick butt for that affiliate or that JV partner, and then you take the results of that, whether it's the conversion numbers, a testimonial from that JV partner, whatever, you use that as leverage to get a few more JV partners or affiliates, and then you build from there. So that's kind of the first tip on that. But the way you do it, there are a few different ways. Again, it goes back to what model you want to use. Now let's just assume that you want to eventually do a product launch, okay? Maybe 2-3 months down the road, and but you don't have any affiliates yet. You haven't tested anything. So that's the first step you want to take right now. That's to start testing it on your own. And maybe you've got some friends in your niche that would be more than happy who believe in you and believe in what you stand for enough that they will be the guinea pig. You don't want to expect anyone to be your guinea pig. So don't get me wrong. But you may have a friend who'll be like, man, I'll promote that to my list. So you take them up on the offer, and you let them do that for you, and see what kind of conversions you get, and all the results. You just pay really close attention to that, and hopefully it'll be really decent results. And if not, you need to tweak your offer, the copy, whatever it takes. But the main point is you want to start testing this offer. But even before you get a friend to do it, I would recommend that if you've already got a list, start sending it to your list first. Get some feedback from the people on your list, and what you may find is that people on your list may contact you and say, hey, do you have an affiliate program for this, or do you have a webinar for this? Then you may have people coming out of the woodwork asking if they can promote for you. So you're starting to build up a little bit of momentum just from little small tests. And then you can also buy some traffic with Facebook ads or whatever to see what kind of conversions you get there. And so what you want to do is get all this conversion data together, and if you've been selling it for a while through your own testing process or through paid advertising, pay attention to what kind of refund rate you have too, because your potential affiliates are going to want to know what kind of refunds you have, because they want to know that it's a legit product and that the people are going to love it, and they're not going to be mad at you or mad at that JV partner because it was junk and they got to return.
Right. Exactly.
So that's kind of the first step right there. So you start out doing that, get 1 or 2 affiliates on board, JV partners, and what I'd recommend is doing what I just mentioned. But if you are in a niche, which most niches can use webinars to promote their products, and if a webinar sounds like a viable strategy for you, I recommend creating a solid webinar and start doing some webinars with some of these JV partners to get more and more results. So that's going to bring in hopefully a lot of revenue for you to begin with. It's going to make these affiliates, JV partners happy, and so on. And so then, if you really wanted to do that product launch that I mentioned, you may not. You may decide, hey, this webinar thing's pretty cool. I'm just going to do webinars and paid traffic and live happily ever after. Okay,
which is what I've done, by the way. I've never done a huge product launch.
Oh yeah.
Never have.
Yeah.
But we're at 7 figures a year. Just doing the webinar thing, and so it can be done that way as well. There's lots of ways to skin this cat. Absolutely. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's great, man. I'm glad you threw that in there, because you got to go with your gut too. You got to go with your gut and what you feel most comfortable with, and just really go for it. And it may be a product launch, it may be webinars. You may just do the paid traffic, like I said, or get affiliates to promote your video sales letter. So so that's it. And then we'll talk about something else here in just a second.